whatever you stack within this triangle until something falls, I'm gonna pay for it.
Asherkine.
Oh, Asherkine came to Esu.
Asher this. If you look there, Asher that.
POV. You heard Asherkine came.
Asherkine did give away here.
Asherkine just shared 2 million, 3 million.
Asherkine went to this place. Asherkine bought a girl this. Asherkine took people to shopping.
Oh my God! Wow!
If you are a Nigerian in this time and age, that is a youthful Nigerian, there is no way you have not come across the name Asherkine.
Asherkine. If you know Asherkine, tag her to this video.
In fact, if you are breathing Gonsef, there is nobody that will not remind you of Asherkine. If you go to the mall, Asherkine. So first off, who is even Asherkine, Gonsef? If you're new to this channel, do well to subscribe, hit the like button, and share massively.
Wait a minute.
Who is this guy that everybody is really, running into, doing this one, talking very mightily of him?
Who are you?
Who is Asherkine?
I will be this one.
Who is he in the grand scheme of nutrition? Because as a nutritionist, I'm not coming here to do controversial topic.
Say it again.
If you expected controversial topic before, maybe you wanted me to say they caught him somewhere. This post is not for you. Find your way out.
I'm not here speaking out.
Now, who is Asherkine? From verifiable information I gathered about him, Asherkine started out as a YouTuber. He started out doing vlogs, videography. He's also a videographer, and he was actually doing well for himself.
Wagwan gang, if you've been paying close attention, you'd see that I've been to a few schools to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the big crystal pen.
So he started attracting brands. People wanted to work with him. They saw the work he does, and they just wanted to, everybody go like better. Anybody will like better thing go like Chukan for inside now. So that was what they did. So most of his videos where you see him doing giveaways, like the previous video he did where he gave away Storm, you can see that obviously that was like an advertisement for them. So Storm would sponsored that.
Are you serious?
You see him doing other giveaways, like maybe Indomie and Power Oil and stuff like that. I don't know the brands he worked with, but basically when you look closely at those videos, you notice that he's actually pushing markets. Now markets they push.
40,000 naira.
So they sponsor most of his videos. Now, because I am a nutritionist and this page is all about nutrition, let's bring Asherkine home. We'll try to put 2 and 2 together. So where does Asherkine come in the grand scheme of nutrition, especially as a Nigerian? I don't know if you've noticed, Asherkine does different types of giveaways. Maybe he sees you on the road, he tell you to do something. Maybe if it's push up, we say do push up. They will dash you money. Or he sees a child, it's like, what is your mom, and stuff like that. Or he enters a shopping mall or he sees somebody on the road and it's like, okay, can you play a game? There's this game I want you to play. Can you play it? And what the game entails, most of the time is usually anything you can fit into this cart within so and so, I'm going to pay for it. Or he will tell you under 30 seconds, anything you can carry in this shopping mall, I will pay for it. Oh God, maybe get there. So in the grand scheme of nutrition, I need you to know something first. Nigeria is a hungry country. As a matter of fact, the global hunger index for last year, Nigeria gave us a score of 110 out of 127 countries.
Ouch!
Do you know how bad that is? That is our GHI was a score of 28.8, including factors of children that die below 5, stunting, maternal deaths, and so on and so forth. It's really bad. Or maybe you think it's just because I am painting it in this video, I'm like making it look enticing. I want you to know how bad this is. And how bad this is that if you gather a group of 10 Nigerians now, average Nigerians, my dear, 4 people inside, they have not chopped well, they don't eat well, they are hungry.
Damn.
And that is a problem. In 2022, we ranked 103rd. You understand? But 2024, imagine we now came down to 110. So how will it not be in 2026? That's next year. And listen. It's just like saying you carried your results back home and your dad is asking you, what did you get? I got 2nd position. How many are you people in the class? 2. That is the height of our problem right now. That is, we came out 110th out of 127 countries. This is a problem. So how does Asherkine now comes into play to this? Now, if you notice, most of the videos, someone also, I've already explained this thing before. You would have, if you want to revisit that, you can go back. But I observed that most of the videos he does are usually to buy food stuff. Even the ones that he takes them on trips, like that our UNN lady that went on a trip with him. I noticed something. The first thing he took her out for shopping was for food stuff. Just imagine that we had 10% of Nigeria population as Asherkines. Nigeria will not be hungry. And let me even bring it to your notice, Seth. I hope you know that 18% of Nigeria population is severely malnourished. I hope you know. Do you know what 18% is? That is, if we still go by the population number they gave us in very long time ago, was it 2010 or 2006, like the last census that was conducted, that is 200 million. That means 26 million out of 200 million Nigerians are hungry. They are severely malnourished. Malnourished is not in fact I don't think you guys are understanding the whole cocoa of the scenario. Maybe let me paint the picture for you. I think you have come across a picture where there was a child on the floor and a vulture was literally waiting for the child to die so that he can eat it. There was a photographer that took that picture. That is basically the mental picture that this thing is painting. That is, 26 million out of 200 million Nigerians are severely hungry. So how is Asherkine solving it? Let me now tell you, Asherkine is solving hunger one person at a time, and sometimes he even goes at length to solve it for the whole family, in the sense that he takes the mother shopping, and you know that when the mother has enough food stuff, she's not the only one that's going to eat it. Her children are going to eat it too. Now, I want you to understand something. You see, there is something called the vicious cycle of malnutrition. And the vicious cycle of malnutrition does not start by just today not eat, tomorrow you eat, next tomorrow. It happens over time. It's a chronic hunger. Now, malnutrition, in your mind, as I'm thinking malnutrition, you're thinking maybe it's only leg. The person that is the person leg is thin, they have brittle head, they have big head, they have big stomach, and they have tiny leg, and they don't have strength.
All light for me, like there with you talk.
I hope you know that there are 3 forms of malnutrition. There is hidden hunger, official name micronutrient deficiency. There is overnutrition, as manifesting in forms of obesity, overweight, and stuff like that. There is now undernutrition, and this particular one is undernutrition that I'm talking about, because there is hunger in the land. So with this, I hope you know that a vicious cycle of malnutrition is a kind of malnutrition that can start from the mother and extend to generations.
He do it.
Let me give you a scenario. Imagine that a mother, during the time she conceived, she was severely malnourished. I'm not talking of overweight though, as in malnourished, like undernourished, severely undernourished. And during the course of her pregnancy, she didn't get food to eat, there was nobody supporting and stuff like that. She eventually gave birth to that baby, and despite the whole crisis of the situation, the baby came out alive. The baby survived 2 years, 5 years, and still, even in that period that is very critical for that child's development and growth, the child was still being fed foods that could not meet up to the nutritional status of that child. Now that child grows, eventually something happens again, and the child is not still able. He will still give birth to a child that is malnourished, and the cycle just keeps going on and on. There is also another scenario, because I'm going to paint 3 scenarios for us here.
Can that was anywhere among that scenario?
The first one I told you was a vicious cycle of malnutrition, right? There are other forms of vicious cycle of malnutrition, but that first one is very important for this video. Now, I've told you the maternal side, from mother to child, from child to child became mother, mother to child, and like that. Now the second one is fetal programming. I hope you know that as a child is forming in the womb, the body looks for ways to prioritize the nutrient that is being supplied to it. So you know that first off, the brain go chop. Now the brain would need nutrients for development, then the heart, everything that is needed for life, that if anything happens to that organ, like this spirit, that person is gone, those things will be formed first. Now little to no nutrients will now be dispatched to those organs that are not really of utmost importance, like your pancreas. It's very important that you take insulin, or you get insulin from your pancreas, but there are some other things like the kidney. The body will not neglect the kidney and go for the pancreas. Do you understand the picture I'm trying to paint? Now imagine the scenario where this child, mother is very malnourished. This baby does not know where to get the desired nutrients from. He has collected calcium from the mother's teeth and bones, but things like iron, folate, things like selenium, things like zinc, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, and stuff like that are not enough for that child's development. If that child's kidneys were supposed to be a normal kidney size, my dear, it's going to be smaller than that. And most of the organs, you notice the organs will shrink too. This is a problem, because when that child eventually grows, and imagine now the child becomes a big person in the future, is now comfortable to live the life that his parents could not afford.
At least make our story change more for this house.
When that child starts eating the supposedly normal food that they're supposed to eat, the organs begin to crash. Why? Because they were not able to handle that. That is not the system they are used to. That is not the style they are used to.
We don't chop eba, oh, so if we dey waka now, we dey smell eba.
Do you understand? And they were not equipped to handle this. So that's where you see people coming down with things like high blood sugar, hypertension, kidney failure, this and this, liver failure. A lot of things just begin to happen out of the blue when some people get money. And that is why it now takes you to think. See, now somebody is cooking now and they are confusing me, but I understand.
One eternity later.
The third one is stunting. In my former groundnut video, I mentioned stunting maybe as a passing thing, but I need you to know that stunting happens when the gene of a child is not expressed properly, because there are no nutrients to feed that child. There are no adequate nutrients to meet the nutritional demand of a growing child or of that growing child. And so if the child's genes were capital letter T, because there was really no food to give that child, you know, the T will is still TTO, capital letter T, but in physical appearance you notice that child is not, it does not have height. Or maybe when they now give birth to the second child, you notice that the second child now has height more than that first child, because probably that first child was like the experiment baby. Do you understand? These are first time couples. They don't really know anything about children and stuff like that. The second child now comes out taller. That's why if you notice, children outside the country, they really have more height than children here, even if their fathers are short or their parents are short. Like the gene expression is usually massive because there is food.
That's massive, baby.
It doesn't happen in all parts, but I'm just trying to paint a picture here that the food that you ate when you were small, or from your 0 to 1,000 days of age of life, can determine how tall you will be in the future. So parents, this one is for you. Please take notes. Take notes. Stop feeding your children rubbish. I see some of you think that soda is the best thing to give your 2-year-old child or your 1-year-old child. That is very wrong. Very, very wrong. I am saying this because it's a thing that is alarming. It is becoming alarming that you feel that your child should do better on junks because you could not afford it as a child. That is bad. So I don't want to let me know, because if I talk the way the thing is doing me like this, some people not gonna watch this video because they're gonna feel offended, even though I don't give a damn.
I don't give a bloody damn.
But still, because I love you guys, let me bring Asherkine back into the picture. So just imagine that Asherkine is only one person now, and he's doing this thing that he's doing, and is helping solve this national crisis of hunger, one person at a time. Now imagine you that have a neighbor, even though your neighbor doesn't talk and stuff, you now sometimes you come out, you share. When they give you excess food stuff, you come out and you share to your neighbor. You too would help. In fact, you are already an Asherkine in your own ways, just that you are looking yourself less. Yeah. Even if it's one plate of rice and stew.
I mean, we need to appreciate our own.
Give a neighbor today. You are helping to solve world hunger, one person at a time. National hunger, one person at a time. Because just imagine somebody can eat on your own account. Look at me, I'm a student. You can see my apartment. I'm a student nutritionist dietitian. But yet sometimes when I look around me, I know that okay, I am better off in terms of finances, like, or food. At least I have food now. So why don't I help somebody? Sometimes I pack food, I give people, and I'm like, okay, just take this one. And you see the joy on their faces. Or even sometimes I cook and I put it inside, package it inside this takeaway plate, and I distribute. And people have also done that to me, and in one way or the other they have saved my lives. They have saved my life. Not lives, I'm not a cat. But they have saved my life. They don't know. But at that point in time, I was on the verge of collapsing due to hunger. And somebody just walk up to me and say, oh, I made this, so I gave it, and then gives it to me. I thought of you when I cooked this, and gives it to me. In that way, we are actually doing what Asherkine is doing. And we are actually helping to curb food. They may not even know it. I may not even tell them. Maybe they will just even see this video and know that they actually impacted my life. But still, you can be if everybody is thinking like this, will really, because it's too bad. The get person way bad pass. That is, you think you are the poorest of the poor. you will not jam the poorest of the poorest of the poor. The poorest of the poorest of the poor will not jam the poorest of the poorest of the poorest.
And the poorest will become the poorest of the poorest as the poorest of the poor.
It just keeps going down until we meet people that, in fact, it needs divine intervention for them. My dear, you can be a change maker today. You don't need to wait to have all Asherkine's money. You don't need to wait to have all the attraction or attractive brands sponsoring your videos before you do a giveaway. Just a simple plate of rice and stew. This time around, I'm not even saying put meat. We'll come to that one. There's protein deficiency in Nobodo. But first off, let's help people satisfy their hunger first.
One man begin.
So that at least their brain, because the brain works on glucose, so that at least their brain can function. Now, if hunger is the list of everybody's problems in Nigeria, we would all be productive. Because yes, at the end of the day, cognition drives a man. You cannot bring a madman from the road and force him to go and work in the office. So at the end of the day, cognition drives a man. So please, in one way or the other, please, this is a special appeal to people that are watching this video. In one way or the other, contribute to solving global hunger today by giving your friend a plate of rice and stew or jollof rice or whatever. If you like, give them filet mignon. If you like, give them spaghetti bolognese. But you understand the message I'm trying to pass. There is hunger in the land, and Asherkine is helping. So be an Asherkine today. Or you can just call your name. Like my name is Daberechi now. You can say, Dabs, I have the spirit of giveaway, and I'll just gather people and give them food. You can contribute change to your society today. And please don't forget, you don't need all the money in the world to make a change. You don't need all the money in the world to contribute to society the way Asherkine is contributing to society. Do it in your own capacity.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe, and share to your friends. Bye bye. Catch you guys later.
In 3, 2, 1.